All right, family. So we got something hot to talk about. It's hot, hotter than hot. Look, man, last week the Chicago hit Angel Reese with a half game suspension. But when it was her time to get into the game, she basically told the team, look, y'all can suspend me, but I ain't playing anyway. My back, my neck and my back and my neck, it's hurting. And it's crazy work because Angel, the team's official story, they say she told them her back was acting up during warm-ups and they wanted to be cautious. But come on, man, the timing. A whole lot of fans and insiders think the injury was a complete lie, a straight up power play to protest the team and force her way out. So, what really happened here? We're about to break down all the evidence and get to the truth behind this whole mess. Now, mind you, this also reminds me of a kid who gets in trouble and then they want to protest and basically not cooperate in class when it comes to the teacher actually call them out to participate as they advocate for class participation. But now they don't want to be cooperative class member or classmate and join in. Or also, let's try another example. They don't want to join in on a group assignment or a group project or a group um, class participation assignment when it comes to answering the question and picking a role. And let's say if they were the ones that were going to do the presentation and you had the other one doing the looking through the textbook to get the answer and the other one basically writing up all the problems, right? And they were the individual that had to speak and basically present to the classroom what that group came up with. But they're like, oh, I don't feel so good. I want to go to the nurse. This what this reminds me of, literally. So look, this whole firestorm didn't just pop out of nowhere. This took a left turn, but the signs were there. This is what happens after a season full of frustration and losing. The Sky are sitting at a terrible 10-32 record and are nowhere near the playoffs. And for a competitor like Angel Reese, who's leading the entire team in rebounding, losing this bad is not an option. It's just not an option. And she let everybody know it. This frustration boiled over in an interview where she just lit into the organization. She didn't hold back at all, demanding they make big changes. And she said, I'm quoting here, I'm not settling for the same sugar honey iced tea we did this year. We have to get good players, family. That's what she said, which was mind blowing to me, right? And we have to get great players. That's a non-negotiable for me. That's what she said to add to that. But she didn't stop there because she started talking about the roster, questioning if they could really rely on older players coming back from injuries, publicly calling out your team in the front office like that is one of the biggest unwritten rules you just don't break, right? So the team saw her comments as detrimental and they acted fast, handing her a half game suspension for the game against the Las Vegas Aces. And get this was a separate punishment from the one game suspension she had to serve right before that, just racking up too many technical fouls, where she sat out against the Indiana Fever, the rivalry team, which was the full game, what a one game suspension because she had 8 technical fouls. So now she did apologize to her teammates and said her words were twisted, but the damage was already done. The stage was set for one of the wildest moments of the whole WNBA season, and this is just crazy, family. So this is where it all goes from a team issue to a full blown crisis, literally. Um, Look, man, and we all know, um, Angel Reese serves her half game suspension. She's on the bench in uniform, and everyone, including the coach, expects her to check in for the third quarter. Coach Tyler Marsh even told the media before the game that that was the plan. But then in the third quarter starts. Hmm. The third quarter starts. And guess what, family? Guess what when the third quarter starts? Um, Angel Reese is nowhere to be found. A little while later, the Sky's PR team drops a bomb. Reese is out for the rest of the game because of a back injury. You can't make this stuff up. A back injury. All of a sudden, there's a back injury. The same back injury that made her miss about 10 games earlier this season, but seemed to be fine for the last 7 straight games. Coach Marsh's official line was that Reese reported the pain before the game, and the medical staff decided to be as cautious as possible. And he tried to smooth it over, saying a political correct thing, saying Reese um wants to be out there, right? So don't take my word for it. I want you guys to hear what Coach Tyler Marsh had to say.
You want me to start? So, Coach, we saw Angel obviously taking part in the warm-up. The back issue, was that something that acted up on her during the pregame, or what was the situation that happened with that?
Yeah, she reported it to us during pregame, and so in conjunction with the medical staff, Angel and the medical staff, it was we wanted to be as cautious as possible. So that was the decision.
Is that something that you guys are worried about particularly lingering on with her, just because there's only a few games left in the season?
Yeah, I think we got to gauge it day by day. Obviously, with 2 games remaining, I know Angel wants to be out there, and so.
But the timing is just too perfect, right? That's what the whole league that has the whole league buzzing. A player already mad at her team, fresh off of a suspension for calling them out, suddenly has her old injury flare up at the exact second she's supposed to play. Coincidence much? Coincidence. Or was this a move? For a lot of us, this looked like a silent protest. It looked like Angel Reese was quitting on her team, and it's just wild work, baby. And if you think this was her quitting on the team, the motive is crystal clear. The pieces just fit together too well. And first, you gotta follow the money because Angel Reese is a superstar brand. Her NIL deals in college were worth a fortune, and she's got huge endorsements with Reebok, Beats by Dre, all of them. But her WNBA salary, that's a different story because it's a rookie contract, reportedly a 4-year deal worth around $324,000 total. And her base salary for 2025 is just estimated to be just over $74,000. And nobody's saying that's not real money, but compared to what she makes off the court, it's a drop in the bucket. And when you're the face of the team leading the league in boards and you're the reason people are buying tickets, she feels that stings. And she knows her value is way higher than her WNBA check. And that financial freedom gives her all the leverage, right? She got her podcast booming, she got her endorsements. So she like, look, the WNBA coach Tyler Morris, the Sky, Chicago Sky, they don't have no leverage over me. So when you look at it like that with that financial freedom, she doesn't need that salary like other players might. And it empowers her to make a bold move like this without the same fear. And second, she already threatened to leave. And in that same interview, she basically put the team on notice because she said, I quote, "I would like to be here for my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to make a move in a different direction and do what's best for me." That's not a hint. That's a warning shot. She told the front office straight up, build a winning team or I'm out. I'm out. And when you put that statement next to her refusing to play, it looks like she's escalating. And the interview was step one. This walkout, this is step two, a power play to make things so messy that they have no choice but to trade her. And finally, just look at the injury story itself. Yeah, the back injury is real and documented, but the coach said she reported the pain before the game. So if she was hurt enough to maybe not play at all, why was the plan all along for her to play the second half? Why wasn't she on the injury report to begin with? The story don't add up. The fact that the injury was announced right when her suspension ended is what nobody can get over. And it feels like a flare up and more like a convenient excuse. And it's just wild to me. So, what do you think? Was this a real injury with the worst timing ever? Or was this a calculated move by a superstar who's fed up and wants out? Let me know your unfiltered opinion down in the comments. Real or fake, the fallout from this has been a complete disaster for the Chicago Sky. And the whole thing has ripped the team apart. The locker room is reportedly fractured after she basically threw her teammates under the bus. Um, we all know when it came to a veteran, she threw under the bus. Courtney Vandersloot. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. I did a video on it. Go check it out. But she threw her teammates under the bus, and you can feel the tension. When other players were asked about it, they gave these short political answers. That silence is deafening, and it tells you everything you need to know about how divided that team is now. And her teammates are done with her. The heat from outside the organization has just been as bad. Former players and analysts lining up to say she violated the code, and you just don't handle your frustrations by blasting your team in the media. That this puts the Chicago Sky in an impossible spot. And how do you even move forward? Because Coach Tyler Marsh is left giving these vague day by day updates, but you can tell he's furious. He's done with her mess, and management is stuck. Punish your biggest star too hard, you tank her trade value and lose her for good. Do nothing, and you tell the rest of the team that one player is above the rules, and you can kiss your team chemistry goodbye. So Angel Reese went from the savior of the franchise to his bigger problem, and that moment during the Aces game wasn't just about a half of basketball. It was a defining moment that has pushed the relationship between her and the Sky to the absolute brink. So here we are with two different stories. The official story is an unlucky coincidence. A star player already in trouble has a real injury flare up at the worst possible time. And the second story, the one the ones everyone is talking about, is a story of rebellion. It's a story of frustrated, underpaid superstar using the only leverage she has left, refusing to play. In this version, the back injury was a convenient lie, a chess move to force her way out of a losing situation she's done with. Whether the injury was real or not, one thing is clear: the trust is broken. You can book it. You know what I'm saying? Angel Reese will not be a member of the Chicago Sky next season. She is forcing her way out by any means necessary. At this point, I believe Coach Tyler Marsh and the front office have had it up to here with her, and they are done. And this is messy. This is nasty. This is selfish. This is not a team player. This is not the right attitude. The ball is in the Sky's court, but it feels like Angel Reese is the one holding all the power. On that note, family, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.